What's up, everybody? This is the poker coaching study session. Today, we're going to be looking at
Some of Josh's hands, I believe. All right, let's go to the chat here and find them. All right, we raise.
But how many players are here? Four, eight, nine? Three, six,
Yeah.
9 players. Okay. Uh, hmm. Ahoo. I would continue, but I'm not really. Actually, I'm not. No, probably I'm just folding, to be honest. I'm in it in this spot. I raised from the earliest position. Two people
Mhm.
called. Small blind 3 bets. Against the earliest position after 2 callers. I'm just folding.
Right. And we're
I
getting.
know ace queen suited is really good bet. Come on.
Mhm. I
Can we
don't.
fold?
Yeah, I don't need a fold here. And because notice what our SPR is not going to be wonderful. It's going to be four. Our SPR will be 4-1.
One reason to call here is we have ace queen suited and probably the cutoff and button will just call. So maybe it's fine to call here because they don't
We
do
could suck
stupid
them in.
shit.
Yeah, we could
Yeah.
suck them in.
But I
We
don't
do.
hate folding.
Yep. But this is it. So now you're in position. The pot's
Okay.
be 90 and we've got 360 left. So an SPR of 4. We
Yeah.
better,
It,
and we can't love an ace.
I
We like
mean, if we hit an ace, we have to be careful. And now he probably c-bets, and we already
it. If it's
have
small,
from.
right? Half pot.
I mean, obviously we have a backdoor straight. Actually, we have a gut shot, and we have a backdoor flush draw, and we have one
Mhm.
overcard. Do I like this spot? No. I probably just call once and hope I hit my 10.
Mhm. Yep. And mm, do you hate folding here?
No.
I don't hate the
I,
fold
I,
either.
di- I didn't hate folding pre-flop, so I don't hate folding here.
Yeah, I don't hate folding here at all. Okay.
But calling is fine. I mean, this is a draw to the nuts, right? We
Yes, it is.
have a draw to the real nuts.
Yep. Calling is certainly hopeful. And we cannot, if we get our queen, we can't feel that we're good. And if we get our ace, we can't be confident we're good. But we,
Also, it depends a lot on our opponent. I mean,
yeah,
let's
but he,
say in hard comes on the turn and he keeps barreling. I mean, obviously we continue, but we know it's really tough against aggressive opponents,
if
in
he's
my
got
opinion.
queens here, he may slow down and check here, and that'd be great.
Yes. No, I'm folding.
Yep. Yep.
Invested enough.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, exactly.
Uh,
I I don't I think so. I don't hate the play. I think I prefer the fold on the flop. I think
mm,
gut shot is not enough for
pre-flop.
the half pot when our overcard is not good. Is we can't be confident our overcard is good.
Would you always continue pre-flop?
I considered folding free pre-flop, which is
Mm.
pretty weird, just because of this, just because of the size. I considered it, but I don't hate the call at all. I can't. It's ace queen suited. I mean,
It was 7x, which
yeah.
looks like a decent player. I mean, he
Mm,
knows what he's
yeah.
doing, at least.
All right, Bob Larry.
All right, let's open to, I don't know, 5 to 10, whatever your open size is in this game.
He's doing 6 like a normal person. Look at that.
Okay, we get two flats. How so SPR is infinite, 5 times 50, like 18, more
Yeah.
than that. I think I prefer a check here actually.
Okay.
Betting is fine, but I think I prefer a check. I'd like to understand what's going on in this hand a little bit more.
So
And
tell me,
have the equities disclosed.
so so with that in mind, meaning that when player 9 checks behind, and then on the turn, if a heart doesn't come, and this guy checks, you know your king is good. That's what you mean by equities are disclosed, right?
Yes. And also, Yeah, that's what I mean. Equities are more clear on turn. Yes. I'm playing more conservatively multi-way.
Right, okay. Now, the disadvantage of this is you give a free card to an ace and to hearts. That's the disadvantage.
True. And we are also not extracting value from aces and hearts.
Right. When player 9 bets and this guy folds, you're when you say equities revealed, you're in a check call mode. Your king is usually good.
No, I think, well, it depends on the size here, but if he bets
A third.
a third and the blind folds, we have a good check raise opportunity.
All right, gotcha. All right, let's see what Josh does. Josh bets it, which is
Fine. This is a little big, I think,
Yeah.
for multi-way out of position in the middle of the sandwich. It's a good hand, but I don't think I want to bet this big multi-way.
So what's good about the bet this big? Because there are some good things about it. I know why you don't want to do it, but what do we
Sure.
like about the bet?
Yeah, I mean, we're extracting value from hearts.
Mm-hmm.
There's lesser king X that can call us, especially live.
Mm-hmm.
So we're extracting value from draws and lesser kings.
Right. And it's hard for anyone to have 2 pair on this board.
True. Yeah, okay, I'll go with that.
Pair on. They can have sets,
Less so live, but yeah,
but it's
they
hard
get
to
us
have
sets.
Yeah. All right. So we do it. We get called and the fold.
All right.
So what range are you putting him on right now?
So he's got obviously lots of draws. He's got some real stuff going on. And he just has some kings. Some king 10, king 9. And we don't know about the player, but again, live, he's going to be much looser than he should here.
Right. He's got a lot of hearts.
A lot of hearts.
A lot of hearts.
So the repeat 4 is good for us because there's only one combo of 4s left. I would, so we bet 15. I would bet 15 to 20 now.
Okay.
I would keep this. I would not. I do
so-
not want to balloon this pot this deep. So our SPR is 5 now. I would not want to balloon this pot this deep out of position.
Okay. We think that against his king X, we are almost always good because some of his ace king raised off pre-flop and some of it raised off here.
Yeah, I think we've got the best hand here
A
probably
lot.
60-70% of the time.
Yep. Now, when you were going about 20, so you're going just under half pot. That's very kind to a flush draw. It's not the
That's
right.
true. I
you're not
cannot
gonna-
deny
that's-
that. There is a
Yeah.
trade-off
Yeah.
out of position. I would get bigger in position, but out of position, I am
Okay.
going to play more conservatively.
Okay. And are you on a real brick river? Are you 7 of clubs? Are you trying to do you want to be all in? Or do you just want to or do you want to
I don't think
What
this
do you
hand
look-
is out of
you're
position.
not trying to
It's-
get this hand in. Okay.
No,
Good enough.
I could be wrong about that, but we're really deep. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah. So Josh does the same thing. Josh bets small, bets 25 and gets jammed on.
so this is an unusual play to make in position. I mean, you have to ask yourself. So the first question I think is, what is a fish trying to deny equity from when they? What is the really good hand that they want to deny equity to here? So the really good hands that are trying to deny equity to here would be like a chop and ace king that he flats. He's essentially saying he has king 4, but or he's got a
Or
random 4,
any 4. Any 4.
like yeah, like 6-4, 5-4.
Yeah.
But it's a very weird way to play it. Generally, I think we could fold here. But it's very strange for him to shove. I think 4s that are afraid of a flush draw are going to do this sometimes. I think generally we just fold and we think he has a 4 and he doesn't want the flush to get there. We can fold.
Yeah.
This is a weird line, but I don't think it's over bluffed.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. We agree, Josh. We agree with the fold.
Oh,
Yeah, I
interesting.
think what's
I
going through
wouldn't
people's head
fold.
there is that
Bob wouldn't fold.
he's got a
No.
4, but he doesn't want to see the flush come in.
Yeah, the thing is, how does he have a 4 here?
Ace four suited.
I mean, this
5.
is live, right? So his range is it's much looser than it should be.
Yeah, but then he can have 5-6, 3-5. I mean, if he can have so many 4x, he can also have so many draws here.
Yeah, you could have a bluff, but I mean, look at our pot odds.
Yeah,
Yep.
I understand. I think it's just not flush draw who tries to bluff us
I mean,
off.
we've got to be, you got to be aware of risk reward, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And when he offers us that risk reward, it's
Yeah.
hard to justify a call.
Mm-hmm. And our hand is it's not like we can't have king on this line.
True.
You know, our okay, here we go. All right, that was the king queen. All right, up next is Nick. If you are here, Nick. All right. You got 6-5 suited in the hijack.
So this is live. What stakes?
Yep. Live 1-2.
1, 2. Okay. Raised to 10 to 15, whatever everyone else is raising.
Okay. We're doing 6. We're doing this size.
Just fold.
And if this were a straight up you raise and got 3-bet here, would you call the 5-6 if the intervening player wasn't there and you were closing the action?
Depends on the button. If they're like if they're tight, I'm folding. They're loose and splashy, I'm calling. If
Okay.
they're a good reg, I'm probably folding.
Okay.
It's just, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
not a great hand.
Right. And it's hard to extract out of position.
Yeah, and hard to navigate post flop out of position.
And we can't, and it's unlikely that this guy is going to jump up and 4-bet now, but it's not impossible. We're not closing the action. So all those things, plus this extra money made him go to 21 instead of 18. Yeah. So all those are good reasons. So we did the call. He folded. Let's get a flop.
Okay.
As
Do we ever
Brian,
want to lead here? I think he needed to be slightly more connected. Like 5, 7, 8 or something. 9, 8, 6. I think those boards will start having leads on. You might have some on this board, but I think just check.
yeah, we check. He checks behind.
Yeah, maybe bet small is better. I'm not sure.
So what do you think about his range right now? What do you think his range is mainly right now?
So it depends on how good they are. If like again, it depends on my read on this player. If they're a good reg, they should check back like aces and kings. Ace king, ace queen, ace jack. So that's most players aren't checking back aces and kings enough. So I think it's a lot of just ace king, ace queen, king queen suited type stuff.
Yeah. And with no other information about him, just the fact that he's sitting at a 1-2 table makes us expect that he's not going to be particularly good.
Yeah. I guess I'd get a lot of ace king, ace queen, I would think.
Yeah. A lot of cards like that, and we want to extract the most value. So we really want to see an ace or a king on the turn. Okay.
That's small. Just try to keep him in with his whole range. We have an absolute monster hand with a
Yeah.
redraw to a stronger hand. So pot's 51. I bet like 15.
Yeah, I agree. We really want ace king we really are targeting unpaired broadways. 50. Okay.
Yeah. The
So
problem is he's just gonna fold everything.
Right. So now what that 50 targets is it targets the flush draws.
I think, well,
Spades.
again, you're thinking that we're at a 1-2 table. Even in general, like I played a lot of 2-5-10, and it's people bet their flush draws too often. So when they check, they barely have any flush draws in range. Maybe if they're good, they'll have like ace king suited, ace king of hearts, ace queen of hearts. But most people are betting that. So I think he has very few flush draws in range too. Maybe
Right.
spades.
Right. That's what I was going to point out was exactly that, which is he bet a lot of his hearts. So the flush draw is mainly spades, and we've got 2 of them sitting here, making it now. They're not 2 relevant ones because he doesn't 3-bet that many. It's the ace 5. He probably doesn't do the ace 6. So we don't block all of them. But this size is just begging to get full. It just isn't much for him to call with this size. Let's see if he does it. Let's see if he calls. He does.
Might be like ace king just attached to their hand. They're gonna peel one or something too. But
Right.
I'm surprised they called.
I'm surprised
Okay.
I'm ecstatic that they called. I do not want to see. I do not want to hit my flush. Now I want to hit my flush.
Um, so he doesn't have 8x. He could have 7x, but that's probably unlikely. He'd have to have ace 7 suited. He has a lot of ace highs. He doesn't really have any overpairs, and he has some flushes that get there.
Right.
So I think we want to bet something to target the ace x while still leaving room for the flushes to raise. So betting something like between 30 and 50. Um, I think we get called by ace high every time, and if he has a flush, he's gonna raise us every time.
Yeah. It's crazy that with a straight flush we should be betting really small here. I agree.
I think it's pretty standard. Well, in solver, it's you usually fit like your super nuts into your small bet range to protect them.
Yeah. And on this particular board, I really think we want to.
It's like if we go big, we're praying he run around at a better flush, and then even then, it's like, are they gonna find a call on a dope paired board?
Right. We really want, yeah.
What's the biggest sizing he would call with aces here?
So we don't put him on a lot of aces, but we would think that aces are going to call 50. Aces
I
are
would
going
say 50 to 70.
aces.
I think he can have actually aces here and kings, queen, jacks, tens would just bet flop
No.
into.
He check flop.
Check the
Yeah,
flop.
exactly. You can do that with aces,
You
right?
can, but
Yeah,
we
but
think we don't a lot.
people don't do that though. That's
Yeah.
I said that like aces and kings should be checked back if they're good, maybe half the time, but people don't do that enough, and then they're like always betting nines, tens, jacks, queens because they don't want to be outdrawn.
Yeah.
But if his range is so shitty, what do you call the turn with?
Probably ace king.
Yeah. When he called there, that's what we're saying is that
Ace king.
is that when we bet 50 on the turn, that seemed to really aim him towards flush draws. And
And the overpairs that he
and
checked.
the flush, remember his flush does not love it because we bet out on the 8 and we could easily have an 8 or a 7 here. We could easily have a full house here. Easily. But a full house, if we're trying to play exploitatively in his mind, if he's Brian and we bet 30, he believes a full house never bets 30. And so his spades are good. All right. So you go big, aiming directly at his flush.
Like
Saying
one
you have a
combo.
flush. What's the plus you'll call? I want you to call it. Okay. And oh, wait a minute. He had 129 left. I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot. I didn't notice
So I
that.
think SPR is so little.
SPR is so little.
50 is
Yeah. No, this is fine.
like
I was thinking we wanted to get raised. No. Nick, now looking at the fact that the SPR is 1, do you still want to bet 50? 30 to 50? Or did you?
Yeah. I mean,
The SPR was 1.
I think
not calling your ace king for 50. Not calling whatever ace king he called on the turn. So what will you target?
Yeah, that's the problem. If we don't target anything for value on the river, it's pretty hard, right? Otherwise, we could bet small because he will raise any full house, obviously any flush on the river. So we could
Which
bet
he'll
like
call
30.
anyway.
Yeah, but then we could also but if he never has like aces here or something,
Yeah.
that's a problem.
Yeah, so he called it. We have no idea what he had. We're gonna guess that it was a flush. We're gonna guess that it was a 7. Those are the hands that most easily call there. And we don't think it was an
Been
ace.
funnier if he had like pocket 8s, still lost.
Oh my god.
If he had pocket 8s, we probably would have seen it. This is live. They were probably a
Bad.
bet,
Yeah.
and everyone would be happy. All right. Let me see. Let me just see if Josh made any comment on that. Dean says Bub says he thinks this is ace. Okay.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
mean,
There we go.
feel-
All right.
feels like it.
Okay. Next hand goes to, we did Bub. Did Larry do? Larry did one. So next one is skate. Skate.
Okay.
Limp to you. And we are 200 big blinds deep, not 100.
It's a limp, not a post.
Oh, it's a limp.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you can limp behind if you're feeling gambly, but I mean, otherwise, this hand could also be thrown away.
Mhm.
I mean, I wouldn't, I would not ISO with this hand.
Okay. So Jonathan is always going to play this hand here. And if he gets raised, he's going to, if the raise is small, he's going to see a pot with suited connectors. And if the raise is big, he's going to throw it away. And he's not going to worry about the 2 big blinds that he lost. I mean, the 1 big blind that he lost, the $2. That's how Jonathan's going to play it. So we don't hate that.
Yeah, I don't mind. Yeah, I don't mind limping behind.
Yeah. Now that's to that size. We're going to find out if this guy calls, it's going to make it much more attractive because this guy did make it to a decent size. And we will be in position relative to him, and that's good. Okay.
See, once one person calls, like our reverse implied odds go up, we could be against a better flush, and our chances of bluffing post flop go way down. So fold.
Okay. I'm going to call this. I don't hate the fold at all.
All right.
All right.
No diamonds.
All right. But this was the thing about playing this. We did not play this to flop a pair. That's not what this hand was here for. Let's see what the sizes are. 25. What do you want to do, Skate?
I mean, we could be ahead already. Well, I mean, given that they're supposed to check, their multi-weight, but I don't know anything about this player. Yeah, I mean, we have equity. We have a backdoor. We have a pair there. We could hit, you know, good cards on turn. We are in position.
Mm-hmm.
I assume you're going to call. I mean, I think I would call if I was here.
I would. Okay. So we have 5 outs that we feel very good about. Straight up, not backdoor outs. Just
Yeah.
feel very good about a 5. We feel very good about a 4.
Yeah.
We think we are behind, and half pot into 5 outs. I'm considering folding here, considering it very strongly, and
Could just be drawn dead too.
I'm going to fold. Okay,
I
I
mean,
understand the call. I understand the call. The call makes sense. I'm going to fold.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I agree. We can be very much well behind. It's just that we got here and we flopped something. It's like,
Yeah.
why should?
And why should? And it's because of this. When we played this hand, we played this hand here because it was cheap. When we played here, we played for its implied odds, and 5 outs are not the implied odds I was going for. I was going for this hand's ability to make straights and flushes.
Yeah.
And if it makes a straight, it's going to be the ignorant end of it. And it's going to be a runner flush. And this next bet could easily be big. He's building the pot for it. That's why I'm considering folding right here. And I think I'm going to. I understand the call. But 5 outs to do our little bit of math here. Because we don't get to go all the way to, we don't get to go to the river. So we're looking at our express odds directly. 5 outs is about, let's see, I'm going to take a look. If Isaac is still here.
Or just the turn is like 12% or something.
Yeah. So 5 outs to make it on the turn is what percent? What is our odd? What are our
11,
odds
12.
for turn?
It was just one street, so it's 2.2, right?
Yep. 2 plus 2 or just two times this plus 2 or just 2 is, quick thing. So they're about, we have 5 outs. So that's about what percent?
About 10, 11-ish.
About 10, 11%. Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
About that. And the pot is offering us, he's betting 25
into
a pot
50.
So it's 75. So the pot is offering us 3-1, which is 25%. So we are way less in our express odds, and our back is great. And Mike says, I could get behind all 3 actions. Maybe raising, maybe less based on population. Probably they don't 3-bet enough and betting into 2 players, but call, fold, or raise here. Yep. So raise is a bluff. Call for your implied odds, or fold. And I'm choosing fold, and Skate is choosing call. And Mike is choosing to say he could get behind a raise, but he's not going to do it. All right.
I agree.
What are you doing, Mike? What are you doing, Nick?
I said I think anything is okay. I think call is probably best, but anything is fine, I think.
All right, there we go. And there's the jack. Let's see if he slows down or not. He does.
Whoa.
This is
I was pulling.
great.
Yeah, it's an interesting hand here. Yeah, I was pulling out my notes so I could give the answer, but I was too late. For the, yeah. So here, yeah. Why would they check? I mean, we could be, yeah.
Because they have they could check a hand like ace
Pocket
king that they
tens.
shot at it. They could now be checking pocket 10s now that the jack came. They could be checking pocket 8s that they chose to bet this way. They could have
Yeah,
ace
yeah.
in
Yeah,
future.
those were these are my thoughts. I'm just like thinking out loud. I
Right.
do that.
Oh, okay, good.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I ask myself the question, but out loud, just to, anyways. Yeah. So what hand is more likely than not of them having? Well, yeah, they could have the ace king, or pocket 10s, pocket 8s.
Yep.
So what shall we do here? What can we
They
do
could have
to
pocket
take it?
jacks and they're like on a trap.
Yep.
Yeah, true. They can't have that, which might suck. So I don't know. I think, yeah. So there's a few combos of hands that beat us. I think more often than not. So I think I'm probably gonna check behind and not wanna kind of bluff this hand.
Okay.
If we are.
Why don't you wait? Say that thought process again.
Well, it's just that I think that I'm not gonna choose to bluff this hand because maybe that they can be. Well, maybe I'm putting that wrong. I'm just thinking that they can have. No, okay, I'm gonna take that back. I think that when they check, they are more weaker more times than not. So, but that doesn't mean, okay, but that doesn't mean that I need to bluff this hand because they still could have some strong hands. If that makes any sense? Because of what you guys say. Yeah. Well, because they can have. Yeah.
I was gonna say what you said is that you think that he's gonna have a better hand a lot, so you don't want to bluff. But I think that you're kind of right. A lot of the time, he's gonna have like What was the pre-flop? Did he 3-bet and we called? I'm sorry, I missed it.
Yes, he 3-bet into it. It was a, he
He
ISO.
squeezed. Yeah, ISO.
Big ISO squeeze. He did a big ISO. So we limped behind with the 5-4. Button called, and then he goes to 12. Once we get this call here, we decided to peel. We decided to see the flop there.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
We'll go to the flop. He bets into 3 players. Bets half pot into 3 players.
Multi-way.
Right. We call, and now we're on the turn, and he stops.
Yeah, so I think he either has 9x, pocket tens, pocket eights, or like garbage, and either way, because people are gonna barrel their jack X here, right? He could have like aces, kings, queen, like over pairs, but most people are gonna barrel those too. So I think his
Right.
range is heavily weighted towards marginal stuff and garbage stuff. And either way, with fourth pair, I think targeting both of those groups makes sense with our hand, because if we can just get his 90% of his range to fold, this becomes a profitable bluff.
Okay. Bluffing with equity, and when he has his real overpairs that aren't planning on folding, why would they ever slow down here? Because our call includes the 8-10. It's one of our draws came in. All right, so let's see what we do. So we start the bluff, and we start the bluff relatively small to see what he does. Okay, so we make the bluff, and in this case, I assume we are leaving ourselves enough stack depth to get a single pair fold on this board. He calls. That's the blank we need.
I mean, yeah, I do like that thought process, and maybe I mean, I don't know, maybe the reason why I'm not feeling like bluffing this hand is because maybe I'm just starting my day, and maybe it's the way I'm feeling at the moment. I don't know, but
now that
either
you've
way,
taken this line, now that you've taken the line, you've chosen to target his marginal and his garbage. When he calls the 60, the garbage has probably folded. So he is left now with marginals and slow plays. And he checks here. How much slow playing do you think he has? How much pocket nines, pocket jacks, and 8-10 do you think he has right now?
well, they checked the river.
Check the river.
I don't think many, to be honest, because
I agree.
because like we called the flop.
I agree.
Because it's just very simple. We call the flop, and they're like, okay, we got them. Let's hook them. And if they are going to hook, they're going to want to get. They're not definitely not. They're definitely not going to want to check the river and lose value.
I agree. So this guy we believe this guy has a single pair at best. That's what we believe right now, right? Most of the time.
Yes.
You think you can get that to fold for 150% pot, $300 at a 1-2 game?
Yes. I think that would be
Yeah.
It's going to be
And do you
tough.
think you need to go $300 to get that to fold?
I don't think so.
I do. I think you need it all.
Or do you
You're
think
trying
so,
to
right?
get
'Cause the
you're
pot.
trying to get pocket tens to fold,
Gonna have-
trying to get ace 9 to fold, and maybe get lucky thing. Yeah. And the slow play jack makes sense, but we just don't think that he plays it in this order. We just don't think that he checks it, and when we bet only 60, only calls, and then checks the river, hoping that we're going to bet again. So yeah, I think we
Probably
bluff, and I think we have to bluff all in. Let's see what
people
we
at
do.
these stakes are not
Yay.
thinking about too much.
Yay! Now let's see if it works. Nope. And what did he have?
No.
He had the
Are you
aces.
are you serious?
Yep, he had the aces.
But that's fine.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I mean, he played well with his hand. Most people won't do that, and It's the very top of his range. I think it's going to work out more than it's not.
Yeah.
Yes. I agree.
Yep.
Tricky.
Mm-hmm. And
Well
once, yeah,
played.
once we call the flop, I think I like this progression on the turn and river. But I was folding flop. But I like this on turn and river, and I don't like how it worked out. Oh well. All right, that was skate. After skate, we have Mike, if Mike is alive, since Mike hasn't gotten to do one.
I'm alive.
All right, Mike. Eight six
Okay.
suited in the in the small blind. I hope it gets
Didn't
folded.
we had this before?
Limped. No, different one.
Oh,
This is
okay.
limped.
I think I would just complete here.
Yay, love it.
What was the other one? Was a raise pre-flop.
Yeah, the
I
other one was
mean, I'm not super crazy about completing again.
mhm.
Uh, I'm questioning if we should. Like, I feel like I think this is just, you can just fold now, but it's probably not too bad to call, especially if you feel like you've got, somewhat of an edge on these two players.
It's hard to have an edge for the small blind.
Yeah, it's exactly. That's why I think it's just good enough to fold here.
Yeah. Yep. Um, we don't hate everything about the call though. I like the fold. I like the fold better, but if someone were to call here, I wouldn't fold them. But I like the fold better. I think the fold is better. All right, so we call, or else we wouldn't be seeing the hand.
Okay.
This is very different than the last hand. I want to point that out. Very, very different. All right, what do you want to do?
I think I'm gonna check.
All right,
I was
check.
thinking about leading, but no, I'm gonna check here.
Yep, because we're not in the sandwich. This is the nice thing. We're gonna get to see action. He's the most likely better.
All right, so he goes 10 into 26, right? Yeah, when you
Right.
call. I think I'm just like, gosh, just calling. Do I want to raise? I don't think so. I think I just want to call and keep everybody in.
I agree. Now, one of the things when you have a pair and a flush draw like this, no one, and your heads up, the other guy can't have both a better flush draw than you and any pair. So your pair is either the best or your flush draw is either the best heads up. That is not true multi-way. This guy can have a pair that beats us, and this guy can have a flush draw that beats us. That's possible. But I'm stuck.
So the only thing I could add here is dependent on stack sizes.
Mhm.
And here we have a pretty big stack to pot ratio. You would just jam here.
And just take
With
your
a
equity.
pair and a flush draw because you have enough outs and outs.
Mhm.
But here, actually I don't know. Maybe can raise, maybe can just. We should just call. I don't know.
Yeah, I have the same questions. I'm not sure if raising is better. I mean,
Heads up, it's different heads up, certainly. Heads up,
No, even in three-way,
three-way. Okay.
when the stack to pot ratio would be a lot smaller. Here it's
Okay.
kind of big.
This is okay. So we did raise.
I would go bigger with the raise.
Yeah. We're gonna get called by a king. We're gonna get called by another flush draw with this size. Not the worst thing in the world, but that's what's gonna happen. Okay.
So I'm a little surprised that the original raiser and C better is the one who folded.
Mm-hmm.
But okay.
Yeah, I don't think he has a king. Although he may have figured out that a king is not. He may be Joey. Joey would fold the king there,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think he did. There we go.
We raised, he called. I'm going to bet. I'm going to bet here since we raised small. I think I am going to bet for a value and equity denial when they do have a better flush draw. I don't know if that's a good statement to make or a good play to make, but I do feel like they are going to have more flush draws than King X. That's probably not true either. Yeah, I don't know what to do here. I feel like we need to bet, and it's the sizing that I'm questioning.
Why do you think we need to bet?
It's a good question. I'm kind of flip-flopping in my mind as what's best. If we check and they bet, I guess we're not folding. Are we check raising? Probably not. Yeah, I really don't know what to do.
So here's a good reason to bet. Against his flush draws, which will call us, we are building the pot that he's going to have to fold on the river a lot. Or that we're just going to win on the river a lot against his flush draws.
Exactly.
Good. Against his king, against his king that is only a single pair, we are setting ourselves up to still have enough behind for the river if our bet is like 60. And the other thing we do is when he has a flush draw here, it comes in less often because we double block the flush draw from coming in. He has 7 outs, not
Do
9.
you think players in this spot are going to fold a king ever?
No,
So
not
if
on
you
the
don't
turn.
think they're So if you don't think they're folding a king and you think their range is kings and flush draws, well, we're way behind the kings and then we're never getting them to fold and we're ahead of the flush draws. So I think that makes me want to check because we're ahead of some of the hands. We're way ahead, way behind. And when we're way behind, we're not getting them to fold when we're way ahead. Maybe they try to bluff and we just check call. Um, but we don't know which spot we're in right now.
Okay.
Yeah, and I also think that there's a non-zero chance too that these players aren't going to raise their flush draws as a bluff and or bet it when they don't hit, and we have some equity just checking down as well. So maybe, yeah, I think checking is probably better.
Now here's one way to get to that check in your mind. There's Nick's analysis, which is perfect of their range, and then there's this heuristic from poker coaching, which is in a world where you are betting your premium hands and your draws and checking your marginal hands and your junk. The marginal hand overrules the flush draw nature of it. So the 6 is
Mhm.
more important than the flush draw. So that's why you don't have to bluff the 6. So that's the way you get to it that way. That other heuristic. So we bet and we expect to get called here. Right? Well, that's fun.
Okay. If we check, they're going to check back all of the hands that we beat.
Right.
If we bet, we basically have one size. We can't really bet and fold.
Mm-hmm.
And they call maybe some percentage of hands that we beat. This risk is kind of rough. Do we just check? We can't check fold, can we, with a flush?
If we did, it would be a very bizarre the way we played the hand. Yeah.
So, like, if you were to bet, what would you be targeting?
The king X,
Okay, and what size do you
whatever
think
two
a
pair.
king? What size do you think a king would call?
Well, again, I think we only have one size to bet here.
That's not necessarily true. It depends on what you think a king would call.
Yeah. So let's say king would
I
only
think a
call
king would
one
call.
third.
It's small enough that a king is going to call if we go all in.
Okay, then that should be your play, I think. But that if you think your king is only going to call 80, it doesn't matter that that's only half your stack. I think you just bet 80 because that's what you're targeting. If
Yeah.
if you think a king's going to fold to a jam, it doesn't make sense to jam.
Right. And we think, and the answer, Mike thinks the king will call 177, so we should bet 177. And we get called by that. Okay. Doesn't
I
surprise
think
us.
if we bet 80, I'm just curious, if we bet 80 and they go all in, can we fold?
Yes. I
Yeah.
mean, what is he raising? He's not raising two pair.
King 10 would be the most likely two pair or some weirdly played 6-5.
And do you think he would turn a hand like, I mean, how did he get here with ace of diamonds? Someone turn it into a bluff? It's so not happening.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't think they bluff their missed flush draws enough. So the pot was on the end 220 something. We bet 80 and he goes in all in for another 100. I mean, can we fold?
It's a hero fold. I mean, you can if you extrapolate the situation really well. Like it's just, uh, am I ever ahead here? And in this case, they have to be having. You have a bluff catcher, and what bluffs do they have? And a good player, maybe 7-8 suited. But is this guy doing that with spades, clubs, and hearts when he gets here? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably
maybe
the
he
only
has.
overvalued hands he'd have here are King 10, pocket tens, and weirdly played 6-5 or flop sets or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe he's crazy enough to turn king queen with a queen of diamonds into a bluff on the river. You know, like one pair hands with one diamond. I don't know.
Hmm.
That is.
So let's take a look at one other thing in this line. If we play this again for the check raise and get the call, and then we check the turn for Nick's reason, the pot's 116, check, check. We've got 252. The diamond comes on the river. We bet. What size do you want to bet on that line, Mike? Pot's
And the
116.
pot's still 116.
Pot is 116.
Yeah, now we're in a situation where we can bet fold, I think. I would probably go like 60%, 70% pot. I'd go like almost 80,
Mhm.
maybe even as much as, yeah, probably like 80 would be a good size. And then when they jam, then it's
And you can fold.
an easier fold, I think.
Right. Okay.
I mean, in general, river raises are just so nutted you can basically fold range unless you are at the top of it.
Yeah.
Also have one question here. Why do you think it's so hard to fold after betting like 80 when you have just only 80 left on the river? Is it because people do actually tilt jam for some reason? Or did you ever see a bluff in this line? That would be more like my question. Because I feel like they don't.
No, yeah, I don't think it's bluffs. I think it's a hand that they are overvaluing that you can beat when they do
Oh,
it.
yeah. That could be a good reason to call, right? Yeah, if they overvalue hands.
But that's the way that I think about it badly, which is I get to that position, I have a hand like this, and I go, do you think pocket tens are the nuts here? Do you think king 10 is? And then the worse the player is, and I don't think this is a good way to play. The worst player is, I go, maybe you do, and then I call. I don't think that's good.
Mhm.
I think
I
that
think the Lipton is fold pre-flop.
yep, fold pre-flop. That's how Mike played it. Mike folded pre-flop. All right, Josh, that was the thing to learn. All right, after Mike, it is. All right, let's see. Bub, Mike, Nick went, Skate went. Dean, have you gone in this round? I don't think so.
Oh, no.
And so
All good.
Dean and Larry. All right. Dean gets ace queen suited. And you're in the big blind.
Raise.
Yes.
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 And let me see. The person who was making the mistake before was Rob. Rob, are you still here? If Rob is still here, Rob is going to give us the size you're going to raise to, but I don't think Rob is still here. Okay, so it's your size. What size you raise to?
Jeez. I think like 35.
All right.
It's like
Let's see.
4x plus the
28,
extra.
35. Yeah. Excellent. 35, 40, anything like that. Minimum
Yeah.
35. Yes, I love it. Perfect. Yay. Yay. Fine. Fine. You double flatting mega capped asshole. Fine.
Yeah.
But
Good luck to him.
It's weird.
what kinds of hands are in the double flatting mega capped asshole range? What kind of hands are a lot of hands here?
Yeah, 8s, 10s, yeah.
Exactly. Middling pocket pairs. So when the board comes not in our favor, we have got to be aware that this guy has a pair a lot. A lot. Yeah, that's fine.
I don't hate anything on this board.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you want to bet, that's cool. If you want to check, go for the check raise. Good too.
Yep. How much do you hate being all in, in whatever way it happens? How much would you hate being all in with this hand against against an overpair of
Not at all. Yeah, just flipping, coin flip.
Yeah, you got 15 outs. At 15 outs, you're the slight favorite. So that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. So with that in mind, you could go for a check raise. With that in mind, you could bet and not care what he does. Let's see. So everything is good here. What do you want to do?
I usually just C bet, so I probably would C bet, but like I don't hate either one.
Okay. The advantage of checking is we get to see his size when he bets, and when he doesn't bet, he rarely has a pocket pair. When he doesn't bet, and that's good to know. So we check. We're going to find out something now. I don't think he has it. So when he checks behind here, I think that he rarely has a pair now, and I think that our ace queen is good. I think we have a value hand, even if we don't improve.
Yeah, what do you think? He has like ace jack,
On
king
a
jack, king queen.
on a deuce turn, we can bet for value.
Mm-hmm.
Or we can make the nuts.
No, actually bet a little bit smaller, like bet 25.
Okay. Now, what do you think his range is at this point?
Just fucking ace jack, king queen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of if the king doesn't hit him, if the king doesn't hit him, he's got air, right?
Yeah.
He can't be drawing to a good heart because there are no good hearts left.
No.
So maybe you want to size maybe you want to size directly at a king because you don't think he has 7s, 8s, 9s, 10s here. And so when he doesn't have a king, he has nothing. So you choose a size that's almost always going to get a fold, but it's the max that a king would call. What do we think of that weirdness here? Anybody else?
Like a shitty king too, because he doesn't have ace king.
No, he's got.
He's got to be scared of our king.
He's got a king that double flatted.
No, I'm saying like something that a king will call like a shittier king because he's still got to worry about us having ace king.
Yeah.
Half pot, maybe.
I think based on this logic, I think we can go more than half pot.
The reason is half pot looks good to me, at least. Then we have 156 left on the river, and it's 120 for the players.
Yeah.
A little bit less.
Yeah. I think if we really are gonna do this craziness of only targeting a king, I think we can go 50 or 60.
Yeah,
Certainly
why not?
50. The king's not gonna be happy because he thinks we have ace king, but he's not gonna fold it yet. So I think, I mean, I think without that specific thing, we should go 20 or 25, saying, oh, he's weak. We have, and we want to get a call. But when we get more specific, I think we can go 50. All right, let's see what he goes. And with that in mind, Dean, what size do you want to go? What's your size? You want to go half pot?
Oh, 50's good. Yeah, 50's good.
Okay, you're going to
I might go smaller, like 30, 40.
Okay, here we go.
But
45 is 50. I love it. I'm very, very happy, Josh.
Just out of interest, what hands do we give him here? Because already I have a problem after flop. He shouldn't have pocket sevens, pocket eights, pocket nines, something like that. I feel like he bet this.
mhm.
What is his? You mean what is his exact hand?
Yeah. So yeah, I
Jack
mean
ten-
not his exact hand, but
That's-
what range can we give him on turn?
Jack 10 of clubs. Once he folds it.
Hmm.
And every equivalent hand to it. Those
Yeah,
hands
true.
total sense in this line.
I don't know, man. Maybe Jack 10 of clubs starts betting the flop though.
Yeah, they could
Or a
bluff.
Does this
They don't
guy
have to. They
bottom of
does
his
this guy look
range.
like a bluffer to you? Does this guy look like he has a lot of bluffs in his range?
Yeah, true.
That guy,
A double flatter.
double flatter, doesn't look like a bluffer to me.
True. Yeah,
Just
maybe
be double
just
flatted
as
Jack 10, then not 3-bet it.
Yeah. So those are the class of hand, and ace jack.
yeah. And then we just hope he has a jack of hearts, but he doesn't.
Yeah, ace jack suited, ace 10 suited. He can have those hands here. And those hands are giving us nothing. They're not paying for 20. That's why I like this 45. Is to specifically go, you usually don't have a king, but when you do, you call, and most of the time you're just going to fold here. So I like this size. All right. And we got now, that was Dean, and that's everybody's gone. All right, I think everybody's gone. I don't remember hearing Larry's voice recently. Larry, do you want pocket queens? Oh, Larry stepped away and doesn't get pocket queens.
There's
This is 300 big blinds
logs.
deep.
Yep. All right, here we go. So
Oh my
I get
God.
pocket queens.
Yeah, 300 big blinds deep.
No one knows what to do here.
Yeah, so let's open our pocket queens to our standard size and not change it, which is going to be 6. Great. We get called in a million places, and then we get this raise here. All right. Okay. This deep. Ooh. All right. I have 3 options. I can fold, and I'm not going to do that because I think pocket queens can be a favorite against his range. And also be behind. All right. I can raise, and this deep, I do not want to raise when I'm in the opening position here, and he decides to 3-bet here. I can call. I want to call. There we go. And we are heads up, and we are almost set mining, but also we have a lot of value on low boards. Basically, if the board comes all the cards below a queen, we're going to lose some more money before I fold. I'm not folding to a single bet on the flop, on the lower flop, because he can continue with his ace king here. He can have hands that I beat. He can have 10s here. He can have jacks. He can have ace king here. He can have ace queen suited. He can also have aces and kings. All right. I'm not betting, so I'm checking. I'm looking at his size and I'm calling. anything except, I mean, maybe I'm not calling a 3x pot, but I'm calling any normal bet once. 30. I'm 100% not folding to 30. Am I raising 30? Do I think that this guy is going to bet 30 with aces or kings or pocket tens?
I mean, it would make sense to me. It's a rainbow board. It's not very connected. We don't really have 7, 8, 8, 9 here that often. So, or 3, 4, 5, 4, stuff like this.
Yeah. So I think that when he bets 30, he doesn't have kings, but I don't know that he doesn't have aces. But I like that he doesn't have kings now. And now that he doesn't have kings, that's one more hand that I beat. So that's great. And I think that I am better off calling and giving his ace king a chance to beat me, unfortunately, relative to that I'm now way ahead of his range, in my opinion, or way behind his aces. And I don't exclude his aces. Yep. So I'm going to call the 30, and I'm not going to raise it saying that I only am beaten by aces now. But I really do think that he doesn't have kings. So you raised it, and I can understand it. If he goes over the top of this, I want to fold. He calls. All right, let's see what the turn brings. Given this line, yeah, exactly. You said we were absolutely giving his ace king a free draw. We were. All right. But given the line as played, I want to go with my queens. And I just want to bet enough that it is unprofitable for ace king to call, unprofitable, and I don't need him to fold. So just like anywhere from 150 to 200 is fine. If you jam, I'm okay with it. And he's just going to fold everything that we beat. But yeah, I think we keep jacks in and we keep ace king in and we risk giving them a free card for anywhere from 100 to 200. Now, let me get the exact number. Pocket jacks is calling 200. Ace king is folding to 200. Ace king is calling 100 and is wrong to do so. I'm going 150. I'm still targeting ace king, and I just wanted to be more wrong. 150. Thank you, Josh. He calls. All right. I am putting all the money in on the river on any non-ace or king. Yeah, I'm just putting all the money in. I'm just putting all the money in. But maybe I'm putting it in a different order. Maybe I'm check calling, but I'm not folding. He bets and I'm calling. I'm not folding. And the only hand that I think I'm beaten by here is aces can get here, I believe. Tens can get here. And then the absolute freak. Does he ever have pocket fives? No, but he could play tens this way. Yep, I'm still calling. Queen jack. Yay.
Wow. Queen jack offsuit.
Didn't it was not the
Nice
range.
play.
Not the range I put him on.
Wait,
No,
did he call? Did he call the river?
no, he jammed
No,
river,
bluff-
which was
he
actually
bluffed it.
bad.
Oh, you checked and
his-
he jammed.
Yeah. No, Josh checked. I jammed.
Oh,
Josh
right.
made,
Yeah.
but I did not
Okay.
make.
I looked away. Yeah.
Yeah. So he does this with queen. So he does this with queen jack. Okay. Flops this and bets totally small, trying to get to the turn cheaply. We raise him and he's a doofus. Josh definitely made more money than Scotty. And this guy's this on, I don't hate his turn play, but this flop play, even though this is small, this is really dumb.
He's not afraid.
Yep, he should be. He should be. And then here, this makes sense. And I like the bet against that. And yep, Josh made $300 that I was not going to get. Good job, Josh. All right. Float to bluff. Float the turn. All right. And those are the Josh hands. We've done all of Josh hands and we've done all of Dean's hands. Yes. All of Rob's hands, I think. Did we catch them all? Josh, did I miss any? I don't think so.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I just saw the end of that. I was out, but yeah, that was really great. I'm
Okay,
gonna
well,
watch the recording.
I'll watch you do the recording where we talk about your hands.
Thank you.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
All right. You guys want to be done, or do you want to do another like 12 minutes and then we will be done? Oh. All right. So
I'm
we'll
good
do
to keep
12.
going.
All right, let's do that now. Yeah, we've done it noon today instead of 12:15 because that will help me. Tomorrow, I will see you guys tomorrow, same time. And for the last 12 minutes, do you want to look at double board or do you want to look at all face up hands?
Oh.
Whoever speaks first wins.
Double up face hands.
Up face hands. All right,
Yeah, if it was double board, I'd be like, let's quit.
all right, there we go. All right, I'll tell you, I found the double board so easy. I mean, so easy, so interesting, and so much fun to play. I played it all night last night. I enjoyed it so much and thought, oh, this is going to be so interesting to look at. And it wasn't. All right, here we go. We's got some hands. All right. Replay hands.
Did you do the hand where I bluffed the 4-5 and they called
Yes.
with aces?
Yes, we did.
Man, after I jammed, that guy tanked for at least 4 minutes, maybe 5. And I'm
Great.
just sat there like
Yeah.
trying to keep a poker face. And
Good.
like, he's wearing sunglasses as well, and he kept talking to me and like staring at me, and I'm just trying to sat there staring at the flop, trying to look sort of like a robot. But I don't know. Do you have any tips for when they're just taking forever? And eventually, someone called the clock on him, and he used the whole minute. And
Yes.
do you have any tips just when you're waiting and like I'm saying, please fold, but
Right. Don't say
he didn't.
Say say the opposite in your head.
Oh, next time just
Picture
call
the hand-
time.
Picture the hand that you want. Picture the hand that you want to have, and say that in your own head. Don't try to show it because we don't know how to do that. We're not good actors. But the one thing you do is when he's doing that, you've got to set there, and you're going, please call, please call. Just think that in your head as much as you can, and maybe your body will show that. Because sometimes you do have a set there. In your life, you've had a set there. Rather than trying to remember what you did when you had a set there, just try to feel it. That's my suggestion. It's not easy. Don't know if it'll work. I'm glad that he tanked because we went in, we were with you on the bluff. Okay, here we go. Josh, you got pocket tens. And you opened
okay. Okay, and he's shorter stacks.
Yeah.
Great. So I'm sure like a king jack flop like this is like c-bet range, but we really don't want to. The hand doesn't want to c-bet, but I think maybe we could just bet 2 big blinds because the tens need some protection, but I don't actually know what we can get called by that's worse. Unless it's like queen 9.
Yeah.
If we block
I would be shocked if this was a c-bet range because he's right next to us. And when you're next to each other and you're out of position, you do a lot of checking.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
If this was low jack button, I think we might have a lot more betting out of position. Let's take a look if that's true.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, let's see if that heuristic is true. Poker cash, the real poker.
That's the other thing I've noticed people never do with their pocket aces is they always c bet into like a low board that completely misses an like an under the gun or open, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
So
here we go. Low jack open.
And I
Hijack.
think people just don't see bet ace king into a low board, like when they've got 3 callers behind them, you know, but they do with aces. So just
King of spades, jack of clubs, 2 of hearts. Okay, there we
the
go.
other thing I wrote on the notes of that 4-5 hand was I hate over limping because I think it caps your range so much. So because like I would limp pocket 4s, but I'm not going to limp like pocket 7s or pocket 9s. I probably would have raised it up. So that's like another combination of sets I can't have, right? Because I over limped. Like if I just raised it or folded, you know.
I believe that our analysis of that was that your initial limp behind was good, and that folding pre-flop would have been okay. And then after that, the way you played the hand made a lot of sense. But you'll see it again. All right. So first of all, I was wrong. 77% on this board we can bet. And our particular hand is happy to check, but does some betting. Now let's take a look at the one other thing. Same board, but so the number was we only check 15, we check 15% of the time. Now low jack, and it's the button that calls, and it's the same board. King jack 3, right? King jack 3?
Yep.
King jack 3.
Good.
Yes.
That's range.
Look at the difference. Oh my God, look at the difference. This is betting range.
Okay, the last thing, I don't know if you want to look it up, but low jack versus hijack, ace jack 3.
Ace jack 3?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to check a lot more because people play aces. So low jack, hijack, call, and the board is ace jack 3. Check 62% of the time.
Yep,
because
good,
people
thank
play
you.
aces. Yep, absolutely, Bub. So
And then also the early position, Scotty, if you do cutoff button, we're checking a lot more.
right. Yep. It's when it's when they're next to each other that you got to do it. All right. So we'll do the king board here.
King jack 3 board.
Let's look at our board we just had. King jack 3.
I'm thinking checking 60%. No,
30.
still up to 70.
It's
betting
still
70.
Yeah, it's still a lot. But you compare this to, in the low jack situation, it's, betting range. All right, here we go. Oh, and in the ace board, we didn't look at the ace board. Just to do it, low jack and button call with the ace high board now, because we had the king high last time. The ace jack 3. Can't bet range, but still bets a lot because people play aces. All right.
I think it's still good to see bet small because we can get protection from like an ace, right? And he could have easily called with some suited ace or something like that, you know.
And
like
we might
ace
we
2.
might get clarity. We might. Now he can also choose the strategy of in position. I will float wide and see what you do on the turn and take it away from you, and it will work. So this time,
let's cross that bridge when we come to it. I think, right?
Right. Yeah, exactly. So this one I checked. He checked behind.
Okay.
Great. It was a deuce.
So now I think we've kind of got the best hand, you know, unless he's got a jack, you know. But I would just bet small. I think for some protection.
Yep.
That
worked. And against a guy who's let's see how many hands we have. 45 hands. He's playing 50% of hands.
Right. So when their range is full of trash because they play too many hands, then you can see bet small on like every board, right?
Yes, exactly.
Because you've just got a range advantage across every board.
Yep, exactly.
Right.
this is unnecessary because he's not going to bluff. My hand is marginally made, so it's not terrible, but this is unnecessary, this check. He checks behind, and I'm just giving him a free card to an ace or a king. When the 7 comes, I have the best hand here all the time now.
Yeah, and also I think you can get called by some stuff on the turn, right? You can get called by Queen 10, Queen 9, some flush draws, some ace 2s, some stuff like that. So some 4-5s, so there's some stuff you can get called by on the turn.
Yep, I like to bet. I like to bet on the turn better, and I want to bet now. I hope I bet now, and I hope I bet small to get called by a 7 or a 3. All right, I just decided that marginally made through the world is that, and I didn't get called by the 7. Yeah. I am okay with all. I like your adjustments. On the flop and the turn, I'm okay with my checks. I hate my check on the river. I hate my check on the river. And as it turns out,
I think on the river I would have potted it. I think, but as played. But on the turn, I think I would have bet four big blinds or something like that.
Yeah, I like that.
Or like,
all right,
maybe 5 even.
Nice. Okay.
And then, okay.
Exactly. All right, Bub, you got ace king. And Bub 3 bets. Bub 2, 3, 4. All right, Mike, you got ace king.
Well, the shorty. We have a shorty in the small blind. I would shoot. I guess just like 13, just whatever, I'm trying to think if we can just 3-bet small and get him. I mean, they just don't fold enough. Just go normal. Just go 9.
And we can go 9. And it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to go 26. Just to do that.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking about.
I mean, it puts us in a weird place against villain 2, but how bad is it? We have ace king, and he's probably going to call. So there we go. So I do the normal 9. He calls. We've got one pot size bet.
If he checks it, and I call. I just call.
Call miserably. It's a miserable call, but yeah, we do it. Yep. Miserable call. And now we see something about how people play. Interesting. Okay. 10-4. Surprising hand, but yeah. All right. Next hand is after Mike. Next hand is Bub if you're there, and if you're not, and if we don't have a Bub, it is Skate. Skate, you get 8-9 suited in the cutoff.
All right. We can open this hand. We could open all the way down to like about 6-7 suited, just about.
Yep. We did. We get called in one place, and we get raised deep enough.
Again, see, I think I learned from this. Yeah, from the 4-5 hand that no, I don't want to see a flop. Because also we have the other player. Well, they're kind of short stack. Yeah, I kind of still want to fold.
I love the fold here. I love the fold because specifically of the suited connectors, 8-9 is the most problematic because one of its straights is 10 Jack Queen against Ace King. That's one of its reasons I hate it.
Right.
You could say something about that it interacts with the offsuit, that the 9 interacts with the bottom of his 3-bet range, and I don't even want to talk about that. But the other thing that I hate about it is this. This guy has, although it's probably not the case, he has close to a fuck it stack. And the last thing I want to do is call and have this guy go fuck it.
Jam.
Yeah. And jam his 3s.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like a 3 jammer, a guy who's a V of 54 with a V of 6 and a 3-bet of 3. So he doesn't look like he's in that mood. But I still want to fold it. Those two things together are enough to fold. Let's fold. Let's fold, you idiot.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too.
All right, so there I am in position. Great. I'm not happy about this at all. Let's see how badly I butcher the rest of the hand. Oh, God. You did not do this to flop 1 pair. He bets 11.
We did this to river a second pair on the turn.
I know. I did this. Yep. All right.
Well, he only bet 11, but
Yeah.
I mean, I know you're gonna call it, but I kind of still want to fold, man. I know.
Yeah.
Uh, you're gonna call,
I
right?
yeah, I hate this, but I do think I do think I need to I think as played, it is correct to lose this 11 and a half big blinds.
Right?
I think that the fold pre is much better. Yeah. Yep. So
Even
everybody agrees that as played, we should call this and
call.
mostly losing, but we need to do that. And now,
Because like even if he knew his hand was ace queen whatever, and you know you still got to call, right?
no, you don't. We've got five
Here.
outs and we're not getting, and we have no guarantee that we're going to get the river to the river for this one bet. So if his hand is ace queen, if he turns over if he shows us a queen and bets 11, we can just fold.
Okay.
Yeah. We are not getting the outs to beat the queen. Now the nice thing is though, when we hit our hand, we know that we'll get all in, and then he shows us the other queen. All right, so we call this, and the good news is oh, bad news, he just bets, and now
Yeah. Now we have one card to come and no kind of draw at all, so we're not getting a good price. Fold.
yep, I agree. Let's fold now. Now we fold. Let's see what it was. A queen.
Queen.
So the pre-flop action was quite surprising. Against this exact hand, I'm happy with this call. Against this exact hand, I'm not happy with this one, but like that. Yep. So there we go. Pre-flop, very surprising. A hand I would not have put him on pre-flop, but that's what happened.
But when you see a hand like this, do you write down a note? Like, it looks like he wants to
No, because
obviously.
Well, he didn't see it.
it didn't get shown down. We see it now and we can't write it down because this is an anonymous site.
Oh, so you don't see it on the table just
Nope.
afterwards when he gets a
Yeah, we
hand.
found
Okay.
However, Scotty, I did notice pre-flop, like his stats. Did not rule out four betting here
Okay.
pre-flop based on how like aggressive he is. But I mean, that's really marginal.
Yeah.
The
I like
four
the
bet
fold.
bluff 8-9, and when you don't have like an ace or a king or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That was the skate. Next is Dean. Ace nine suited in the big blind. Against the cutoff. What would you like to do, Dean? All right, Dean is dead. And so this will be the last hand, and it will go to me. I would like to call, and I don't hate a 3-bet. Against this guy's stats, 42, 32. Against this guy's stats, I like a 3-bet. With his fold to 3-bet of 50%, I like a call. So I like the 3-bet based on how active he is.
Yeah, I think this guy is super overactive that when you 3-bet, they're probably calling too much. You don't get enough fold equity off of this
Yeah.
hand.
That's what I was looking at. When I saw these stats up here, a V of 42 and a pre-flop raise of 32, I decided that I wanted to 3-bet him. But then when I looked and said, and what does he do to 3-bets? Half the time he calls, I've decided that I think the call is best. So we call. We flop backdoor equity. And if he bets small, we will not be folding immediately. If he bets a medium size, we're going to fold. Check. He bets small. All right. Against this small bet, I like the check raise here.
Me too. Against this player.
Right. Let's check raise, and let's check raise to at least 6 big blinds, maybe 7, something around there. Not 5. Let's go 6 or 7 at least.
And I think your hand is also good enough to just call too.
Yeah, but I like this better. I like the 7. All right, so we go the equivalent of 7. We get called. All right. If I pick up equity, I'm going to continue with this. If I do not pick up equity, I'm going to lose. That's not equity. He need to give up. I give up. He gives up with me.
What about if you had a diamond, Scotty? Would you
Say
rep the
what?
diamonds? If you check raise and you hit a diamond on the turn, would you rep the
No,
diamonds?
I wanted real equity. What I say this, but let's say instead my hand was 3-4 of clubs, or 3-6, or ace-3 or ace-4, where I have direct equity, and the diamond came, then I would continue. If I have enough equity in my hand, then the additional equity of the bluff when he doesn't have it, that something came in, is enough for me.
But then if you get raised, you have to fold that equity, even if he's bluffing.
Yeah, but if he raises me, my equity is trash.
Or if you like bet this and you fold it second guess.
But here I'm really just in bluff land, and I think it's time to I think I took my shot. Check, check. Great. Do I have the best hand here ever? Yes. Do I have the best hand here often? No. But I have diamonds beat. So I have showdown value if he doesn't bet. If this goes check, check, I can win sometimes. Not often, but sometimes. How believable is my bluff here? My bluff is not very believable. Therefore, if I make the bluff, I think I have to make it big. And I don't think I want to do that. Because I don't know how much thinking player he is, but if he's got any hero calls in him, busted flush is filled with hero calls, busted straight. So I think I don't think I want to go for it. And the one thing I like is here that I went bigger than pot because of my.
If he has pocket 9s here, pocket 8s, you really want to go like, what you did, like over pot, right?
Yeah,
that is the only way you can actually win here.
Right. So I like that I went over pot, that I didn't just bet 18 as my bluff. I like that. But looking at it in the light of day, I think that this should be 36 or 0. I think it should be 2x pot or nothing. Because it's not believable. So I need extra chips to make it believable. And 50% is not extra. I need 100% extra chips. All right, let's see if it works. It does. Let's see what I got to fold. I could easily I may have just gotten diamonds to fold that I was ahead of. Yep. I got diamonds to fold that I was ahead of. And
but that's not a bad thing.
That's not a bad thing because I didn't get bluffed off my hand, which would be very easy to do.
Yeah.
Now, with this in mind, let's go back one step and then we'll be done. This will be the last hand. My thought process on the river is that I need to go big to make my bluff believable because of my line. What I did not consider is against the part of his range that is like this, I can go tiny or nothing. Problem with nothing is that it encourages him to bluff and his bluff is going to work. I don't want to induce a bluff.
Let's say you have a 10 here.
If I said out loud, what has he got here? He's got pocket pairs smaller than kings. He's got diamond draws, and he's got weird, very weird straight draw. Very weird, because he'd have to open 3-6 or 4-6, and that's weird. So let's just say he has diamond draws and pairs smaller than a king on this river. What do I need to do to get the diamond draws to fold and not bluff? The diamond draw could have a 10, it could have a six in it. He could have that. So that's an argument for betting. That's an argument for betting half pot and to a, to a 40% to 60% pot is the diamond part of his range. What do you guys think is better?
I think the main
No,
problem
I-
here is just what do you try to represent here? Because if you have 10x somehow, let's say you have Jack 10 of diamonds, and yes, put your very bets this on the river for half pot, maybe half pot could be, or one third could be reasonable, but it's so hard to get here with a 10. And your whole line doesn't really make sense. That's the problem, right? The whole line is not
Yeah, that's why I
very
bet big.
believable.
I mean, here are hands that do this, that work, that have him beat. Ace 10 of diamonds, Ace 10 of diamonds, Queen 10 of diamonds, Jack 10 of diamonds, and all those make sense. Check raise the flop with the diamonds, turn marginal equity and check it. That makes sense. And then bet the river for value when he didn't bet his king. So that works. But that 10 doesn't want to bet this size. It's really hard to think of a hand that wants to bet this size. So Mike, you were going to say something about the sizing?
No, I thought the sizing was great because you want to put pressure on eights, nines, maybe even jacks when you go big like that. Because
Yeah,
that's a big part of his range.
I agree that this, but it's still hard to represent. Okay, you might have some weak king X that you check raise and then bet like this.
Right, but why this size? Why would the weak king X bet this size?
Oh, because he checked back and on the turn. I mean, at this point, the king is probably kind of nuts. That is what.
Yeah. So I would say that in a 1-2 game and a 3-5 game, and most players that I have met, not all of them, most players that I've met in the 3-5-10 game, that this size will be interpreted by them this way. That can't think of a hand that you want to bet this big with, but I don't want to put in 150% pot. I don't want to put in $270 to call this, or in a 1-2 game, I don't want to put in $60. And so I fold, but I don't believe you.
And that's something we also learn from all the sessions, right? Because if people do it, it's every time the nuts. It's like, we don't know how, but they have it.
But against the best players in your pool, and you should know who the best players are, and maybe at higher stakes than I play, I think this is very dubious, because I think that I think that we as a group would be able to suss out that very few hands make any sense to play this way for this size, and therefore it's a bluff, but I can't beat a bluff with a jack, and so I raise. There are people who are that good, who suss this out. This doesn't make sense, because I don't think this makes sense on the value side. But he didn't suss it out like that. All right. But Mike, the thing you don't want to do is you don't want to go a size that just folds out the flush draw part of his range. You want to get his pocket pairs that hung on to fold, right?
Yeah. Because I mean, the bigger bet's going to get a lot of those to fold as well.
Yep. Sounds good. Dean says, what about 5-6? Yeah. 5-6 of clubs. I could have check raised 5-6 of clubs here, same as I did with ace 9 of clubs. I also could have checked, but 5-6 of clubs also checks calls at a certain frequency. All right, good enough. All right, that was fun, you guys. I'll see you tomorrow.